Okay, so I'll get right back into it, and I just realized that once I've done this one, and that'll probably be another full 10 minutes, that'll be almost a total of 1 hour of answers to you guys' questions. And my browser's about halfway down the page. That sucks. Anyway, next question: tacos, crunchy or soft? Crunchy, I'd say. But actually, I prefer tortillas or burritos or stuff like that. So, and those are soft, obviously. So, well. Anyway, assuming you're at all interested in American politics, who's your candidate of choice? I've already covered that. Next one. Do you think a modern European-style socialist system could work in the US, and why? By socialism, I mean government, healthcare, etc. Well, if you're talking about like a system in Denmark, I think it could work, obviously, but I think it would take a lot of a very slow transition because frankly Americans are obsessed with a kind of freedom that just doesn't apply in a European style socialist system, which is more or less the freedom to the freedom to lie down and die on a street corner if you can't afford healthcare, for instance, and the freedom to educate your children in a way that has nothing to do with education, for another example, and that kind of thing has got to go if you want a European system to work in the US. But yeah, anyway, next question. Are Danishes really the best Danishes in the world? That's a good question. I will put it like this. They are the best Danishes that I have tasted. But then I think my experience of Danishes actually is limited to Germany, where they can't figure out how to do it, apparently. Great Britain, which is just horrible when it comes to food in general. And Norway, which is pretty much the same thing in terms of Danishes at least. Except that, like us, they don't call them Danishes either. Um, yeah, next question. What got you interested in refuting creationist arguments and supporting theories of evolutionary biology, paleontology, geology, cosmology, etc.? I don't remember you stating you were trained professionally in any of these disciplines, so what compelled you to defending science and debunk creationism? Well, really, no, I'm not trained in any of these disciplines at all. I have no official training in biology other than high school level biology education. Yeah, but really, what got me into it was the discovery that I had been ruthlessly lied to by creationist teachers in biology in school, and the general idea that people are being lied to really gets to me, and especially the idea that they're being lied to for such a non realistic reason as to believe in some system of organized religion that is basically doing its utmost to destroy this world. That really messes with my head, and I am not going to sit idly by if I can do anything to prevent that. Yeah, next question. Who's your favorite YouTuber besides yourself and why? That is a tough one. I think, well, the first name that comes to my mind is Rabbit Ape because he's well reasoned and he's really he has an ability to be calm in the face of complete and utter willful stupidity, and I would never be able to do that. Another really brilliant guy is CDK007, who is a scientist, and it shows. He knows what he's talking about, and he's just brilliant in any sense of the word. And Shane DK, I should point out Shane DK because he is really brilliant as well. I think one of those three would have to be my favorite YouTubers uh, in terms of destroying religious arguments for Rabbit Ape, creationist arguments for CDK007, and general conspiracy theories for Shane. And yeah, one of those three, definitely. Yeah, next one. You being a Dane and me being a Canadian, do you think we can ever be friends or are we destined to be enemies? I think we could certainly be friends. I don't see any reason why we would be destined to be enemies simply because of our nationalities. But then, like I stated, nationality doesn't mean a whole lot to me. I mean, I don't give a shit, really. And if you're referring to the ongoing war over that little insignificant bloody island in the North Atlantic, which may or may not have oil under it, which is the only reason anybody cares. Um, if you could see the white in my eyes, it would look like it didn't give a fuck, and that's because it doesn't. I don't care. Yeah, whatever. Next question. What are your thoughts on the prospect that artificial intelligences will someday be smarter than people? Well, having worked with artificial intelligences, I can say that day, if it is ever going to come, is so far away that I don't give a shit. Next one. What question do you think I should ask you and why? I think that actually qualifies as the best question asked today. So obviously you should ask that one. No, seriously though, what question should you ask of me and why? Well, you should ask about whatever interests you, and you should do that because you would be interested to know the answer. I don't know. I really don't know. There's been a lot of good questions here, a lot of stupid ones as well, but a lot of good questions, and I really don't know. If you have anything about me you think or feel that you need to know at this point, that won't be answered during the course of these answers videos, I shall be rather surprised. Yeah, next one. How long do you think it will take until 90% of humankind are non-religious as defined by the Bright movement, with a naturalistic worldview free of any supernatural or mystical elements? A long, bloody time, and it will be one hard fight. Basically, people are being indoctrinated from birth and during the most formative years of their life, during their childhood, with a way of thinking that is so far removed from any naturalistic worldview free of supernatural or mystical elements that there is no bloody way we can turn all of the people now living to a rational worldview. That's simply not possible. And we are just going to have to accept that and do what we can. But it is also an observed fact that our numbers are rising, and basically at a tremendous rate. So I won't be too negative, but they are mostly rising when people get beyond the point of having to worry about their day-to-day life to the extent that they know they are going to have food tomorrow. Because if they don't know that, then they won't be worrying about a naturalistic worldview, and so I think one of the major ways we can change the world in terms of rationality is to change the world in terms of general living conditions for humankind. Yeah. Next question. If you won the lottery today, what would be the first three things that you do? Well, that depends how much I'd win. I don't know where you're from actually, but the lottery could be a lot of things. But if I won enough money to not have to worry about making money ever again, the first thing that I would do would be to quit my job, or at least to ask for reduced hours. Because a 37-hour work week to me is, and that's the standard in Denmark, by the way, to me is more than I care for. I can do it, and I am doing it, and it's fine as far as it goes. But I would definitely prefer having more time to do the things I like to do, and spending less time doing the things I have to do. The next thing would be to buy a bigger house, and the third thing would be to to hire a housemaid, I think, to basically clean up after me because I'm a messy bastard. So yeah, That's another 10 minutes gone. See you later.